In a cave in Israel, there is a patch of burnt ground about 4 meters across. People lit fires on that exact spot for tens of thousands of years. Not near it, on it. Generation after generation came back to the same square of floor. And scattered around that hearth are animal bones that did not come from anywhere nearby. Somebody killed an animal somewhere else and carried it back. That sounds ordinary. It is one of the strangest things our ancestors ever did. And it points at a rule about who eats first that hunter-gatherer groups follow to this day, that nobody ever wrote down, and that sounds flatly wrong the first time you hear it. I will tell you exactly what it is, but it will not land until you see why carrying that animal home makes no sense at all. Think about what carrying food home actually costs you. You have already done the hard part. The animal is dead and you are standing next to it. The efficient thing, the thing almost every other animal does, is to eat it right there. Instead, you pick it up. You carry it, possibly for hours, possibly while something else follows the smell. And at the end of that, you hand most of it to people who did not catch it. So compare that to our nearest relatives. Chimpanzees do share meat, but the sharing is grudging. Whoever made the kill mostly keeps it, and the others beg, and eventually some gets handed over to make the begging stop. Researchers have a blunt phrase for it: tolerated theft. Humans do something else entirely. We do not tolerate the sharing, we enforce it. Among hunter-gatherer groups studied across the 20th century, the same pattern turns up again and again on different continents. A large animal is not the property of whoever killed it. It gets divided across the whole camp by rules. Rules about who gets which part, rules that have nothing to do with who threw the spear. And nobody had to be told. There is no chief handing down a distribution schedule. There is no writing. There is just a very strong, very widely shared sense that keeping it all would be an appalling thing to do. That feeling is the oldest social technology we have, and it is not sentiment. It is arithmetic. Hunting large animals fails. Most days it simply fails. A skilled hunter can go out repeatedly and come back with nothing for a week or more. So picture two versions of the same camp. In the first, every family eats only what it catches. Some weeks you eat well, some weeks you do not eat, and you only need one bad run at the wrong moment. In the second, everything gets pooled. Your enormous good day covers somebody else's empty week, and theirs covers yours. Nobody eats as well on their best day. Everybody survives their worst one. That is insurance. Invented before agriculture, before writing, before anybody could count the risk they were spreading. Which brings me to the rule. The Hadza live in northern Tanzania, and they still hunt. A man goes out, spends the day at it, and brings back an animal big enough to feed the camp. He does not get the best of it. He frequently ends up with no more meat than anybody else there, sometimes less. Read that again. The person who did the work, who took the risk, who carried it home, can walk away from that fire with a smaller share than somebody who stayed in camp all day. And he does it anyway, every time. Because a system where the hunter takes the best cut is a system where nobody else can rely on him, and a camp that cannot rely on its hunters does not last a winter. Now, I want to be careful here. There are at least 3 explanations on the table for why humans share food like this, and they do not agree. Some researchers read it as risk pooling. Some read it as a hunter buying status and reputation. Some read it as tolerated theft that simply got better organized. It is a live argument, and anybody telling you it is settled has gone further than the evidence does. What is not in dispute is that we do it, and that almost nothing else does. Which brings us back to that burnt patch of floor. A hearth is not just a fire. A fire you could build anywhere. A hearth is a fire in a place everybody agreed on, that people came back to. It is furniture. It is the first table. And for a few 100,000 years, that is where food happened. In one spot, with everybody, out in the open where the division could be seen. So eating alone is a very recent thing to be able to do. For almost the whole of human existence, it was barely an option, and where it happened, it usually meant something had gone wrong. You had been excluded, or you were lost, or there was nobody left. Which is worth remembering the next time you notice how strange it feels to eat by yourself in a room full of people. That is not shyness. That is a very old alarm noticing you are eating outside the group. You are not broken. You are not weak. You are just ancient. When did you last eat a meal with somebody? Tell me in the comments. And if this changed how you think about a plain shared meal, hit like and subscribe for more of the ancient reasons behind your modern life.